May 5th was a Thursday, and I woke up and had what felt like a cinder block sitting on my chest. Had difficulty breathing, was really just feeling out of breath, and felt like somebody had reached inside my chest and was squeezing my heart about as tightly as they could. I'd called my cardiologist about 2 days before to schedule a somewhat overdue appointment, just a regular checkup, and as it turns out, he'd had an opening on the Thursday afternoon, May 5th, which I postponed because I was in motions court that afternoon. So I took an appointment in June, later in June, and when I woke up with the pain and the shortness of breath, I knew something wasn't right, and so I called back to my cardiologist and said, "Can you work me in today?" And they did, and went from there.
You've had this hanging over you for almost all of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it's done, how's it gonna change your future?
Uh, I've thought about it in different ways. The idea of surgery has been hanging over my life for about 25 years now, and when the doctors originally diagnosed my heart murmur, they weren't sure of its origins, how it came about, because the technology hadn't been developed at that point in time to know. So when it was finally determined that it was a bicuspid valve, I also don't know for certain that they realized that at that point in time a valve replacement was inevitable for a bicuspid valve. Certainly by 25 years ago, when I moved to Charlotte in 91 and started with my cardiologist here, every time I saw him, he said it would be 6 months or 6 years, 6 months or 6 years, but this is going to have to be done. 25 years later, it had to be done, and I've gotten to a place in my life where I'm happy with my level of physical activity, the friends that I've made through participating in triathlons, and I don't want to have to give that up. I feel a little sadness and grief around the idea of possibly having to change that. But the big thing for me is wanting to make sure that I'm around for my daughter, whatever that means, and following the doctor's directions going forward.